Hello, I am Demon, and I am here to look at your rankings on the Total Drama Reboot contestants. Basically, we're gonna find out, as a community, what you all agreed was the best Total Drama Reboot contestant, and which one was the shittiest Total Drama Reboot contestant. Now, if you're wondering how I got the Total Drama community to rank these characters, basically 2 or 3 weeks ago, for every day, basically, I put a poll on my YouTube community post. I basically said, what would you rank this Total Drama Reboot contestant? And there were five options, since that's all I could do. A or higher, B, C, D, and F. If I had the choice, I would have added an S tier as well, but I can only do five, so A or higher will have to do. Um, Now here you'll just see, this is an example with Lindsay. Top numbers, obviously the ranking. So in this case, Lindsay is first. There is a score of, in this case, 400 out of 400. That is a perfect score. I'll explain that in a moment. And of course, rank is just what the average rank is, right? Now, I'm sure you don't care about the math about all of this too much, but it's on screen here anyways, right? Basically the way I did it to get like an average, was I took the A percentage number times 5 plus the B percentage number times 4, then times 3 for C, times 2 for D, and then times 1 for F. And then I had to also minus 100 just so the lowest score was actually 0 and not 100. Anyways, let's just get onto it and let's see what you all rank as the worst Total Drama Reboot contestant. Now in 16th place with a measly score of 131 out of 400, it's Chase. And I'm not surprised. I probably could have guessed this myself. Yeah, he's a character that's meant to be unlikable on purpose. And so yeah, he's done exactly what he's meant to do. It's interesting looking at the actual like percentages and stuff because you can see it's just a gradual decline. There's some people that really like Chase, and then some that like Chase less, and then a bit more that just think Chase is kind of mid. And then there's a bigger chunk that thinks Chase is not that great, and then there's a pretty big portion of people that just think Chase just fucking sucks. Me personally, hmm, C, D, C, C probably. He's fine. Whatever. Even then, yeah, Chase is fine. I completely understand why he's at the bottom of the list, though. He's not meant to be likable. And continuing on this list with the intentionally unlikable characters, in 15th place with a score of 165, Ripper. Um, Yeah, in the first season especially, I think Ripper's not meant to be that likable either. In the second season, they try give him a little redemption thing. They try give him a thing with Axel or whatever. That's cool. Um, kind of prefer Ripper in season one. Not gonna lie. Um, there is a big problem. The fart jokes. There's a lot. That would obviously impact people's opinions on Ripper. But also Ripper just kind of is a bit of a douche, right? And just for the record, I really like Ripper, but again, I'm very unsurprised that he is ranked this low on the list. It does make sense. I get it, right? I get it. I can see why people would think that. I think Ripper's cool. I think he's funny as hell, but you know what? I understand, and yeah, let's move on to 14th place, shall we? Now we finally get to move up to the C rank with 14th place. They have a score of 201 out of 400, so they barely got the C rank. It's Nichelle. Yeah, this is fair enough. This is my personal least favorite reboot contestant. She just does nothing basically. Like, and she can be a little bit annoying sometimes. Yeah, this character was really hyped up. Um, and I think a lot of people were disappointed. Not me so much. I wasn't that hyped. I was just curious to see what Nichelle would do, and it turned out in season one, Nichelle did, um, not much, and I did hope Nichelle would do more in season two. I guess she did a little bit more. Yeah, whatever, whatever. It's Nichelle. I have nothing really to say. And I don't think a lot of people do either, which is why I think Nichelle has this placement. There's not enough things that make her dislikable, but there's also nothing that makes her that likable either, so yeah. Next, in 13th place with a score of 206, we have Millie. Um, yeah, this one I don't really know what to say. Probably has about twice as many episodes as Nichelle, and well, yeah, not that, not that much more popular. Um, I don't quite get the Millie hate personally. Like, I think Millie's fine. Um, season two, she's actually kind of funny in season two. When she pushes Damian down the 4 point slide, I thought that was actually kind of funny. But yeah, I did find her plot in season one to drag on just a little bit too long for my liking, and I think a lot of people didn't enjoy her getting to the final three too much. I didn't mind it. I guess it was fine. Um, but yeah, that's Millie. Now this is kind of funny. In 12th place with a score of 208, we have Caleb, which is the other character that Priya interacts with a lot. In season one, it's Millie. In season two, it's Caleb, and they do have similar plots. Like some people have said that like they've recycled the Millie plot with Caleb and Priya, right? Um, yeah, I can kind of see it. I'm not gonna lie. It's definitely not exactly the same, but mostly because the Caleb and Priya stuff drags on a lot more, in my opinion, than the Millie and Priya stuff. Caleb as a character is, yeah, I can like I actually don't mind Caleb. I think he can be funny sometimes, but he's mostly just a nice dude that's not that interesting. And I've even heard some people some people can get annoyed at his like, I guess, flip floppiness, right? He just kind of one minute he's lying to Priya, and then the next minute he's too scared to lie to Julia, and it's like, yeah, I can kind of see that, yeah. Um, Pretty mid character, it seems like. Let's move on. In 11th place with a score of 218, we have Axel. No, Axel also didn't compete in a lot of episodes. What was it? Two episodes in season one, seven in season two. I actually will say I actually do like Axel. Um, but you can see the poll, right? So many people ranked Axel as C tier, and yeah, that's fair, right? Like, there's nothing wrong with Axel, but she doesn't do a whole lot, really. Like, the most she does is in season two, and that's with Ripper, and people don't seem to like Ripper a whole lot, so, some people also might dislike that. Yeah, I guess I'll talk about the Ripper and Axel stuff. Such good potential. They kind of threw it away a little bit. They rushed into it a little bit, and then once they got them together, they just kind of, hmm, they could have done so much more. It's a shame, but what can you do about it, eh? In 10th place, we finally made it to the top 10 here. We have Emma with a score of 235. And well, look at the poll there. Lots of B ranks, but also not many A ranks. It's fair, sort of a divisive character. I can definitely see the appeal in Emma. I can see her anger, Chase being funny. I can see, I've heard a lot of people mention that her friendship with Bowie was cool, which is unfortunate that it's not really explored in season two at all. Um, the biggest thing I hear about Emma is that she's kind of glued to Chase, and we all know where Chase ranks on this list, so I think Chase kind of does drag Emma down a bit. Not only is that my opinion, but I think the community somewhat agrees with that statement. But yeah, Emma does have potential for sure. I wouldn't if there is a season three. I'm curious to see what she does. For ninth place, we finally have made it to the B rank with a score of 272 out of 400. It's Priya. Uh, hmm. Am I surprised at this? Kinda, not really. I've definitely heard a lot of negative things about Priya, but overall, right, I mean, people do seem to enjoy Priya enough, and I kind of agree with that. Like, I enjoy Priya enough, but I think it's sort of the thing. I think no, it's not just me. I think the community as a whole, for the most part, agrees that Priya has way too much screen time. Especially in the second season, right? Because in the first season she wins, so she needs the screen time, you know. But in season two, oh my God, that was not nice. That was those last few episodes are rough, man. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, overall, I mean, Pre's in it so much, right? It's people, it's Pre. What am I saying? I actually don't know what I'm saying anymore. People like Priya, um, but overstays her welcome. I think that's what I'm trying to get at. Okay, cool. Let's just move on now. In eighth place, with the score of 293, we have Scary Girl, aka Lauren or whatever, right? I'm gonna be honest, I am a little surprised, especially looking at the poll, right? People really like Scary Girl. It's really funny, when, getting all the rankings or whatever together, right? Finding out that Scary Girl outranked Bria, that's just funny. Like, how many episodes does Scary Girl compete in again? What was it? Five? And how many does Priya compete in? 25? Like, come on. Like, Priya is in like five times the episodes, and people like Scary Girl more. And I think part of it is just Scary Girl has not overstayed her welcome, right? And there is definitely some potential with Scary Girl. I definitely think there's some unexplored stuff. You can do some real interesting stuff with Scary Girl. I'm not gonna lie, I think you can. I really think you can. Um, they haven't done that yet, but if there's a season three, yeah, they should probably do that, eh? But yeah, I get it, right? Like Scary Girl. People are gonna like a Scary Girl, right? Like that's just what people are into these days, I guess. So, yeah, sure, why not? Fair enough. I like Scary Girl too, so I mean, yeah. Let's move on to seventh place. Hey, it's seventh place. Let's chill, guys, because Z, with a score of 336, the first A ranked contestant. This man, he's chill, and people like chill, and sodas, right, man? Yeah, let's go. I'm cool. Okay, now, but serious though, Z's just funny. That's pretty much it. People like Z for his comedy. That's what his character is. They try and give him a little plot, whatever, right? He's just funny, right? They gotta give him a plot so he's not just doing absolutely nothing. That's good. Um, I think some people rank him slightly less higher because maybe he overstays his welcome just a little bit. At least for me, anyways, that's kind of how I feel about Z. Funny guy, cool guy. What else? What else is there to dislike? What is there to dislike, really? Not much. In sixth place, with a score of 346, we have Raj. And I just want to say at this point that for these top six scores, they get very close, and which makes me wonder if I could have added an S tier. I wonder how different this top six would have been, because I actually suspect it might have been slightly different. But enough about that. Let's talk about Raj. I gotta be honest, I'm quite surprised he's ranked this high. Like, I'm gonna be honest, I wouldn't put him at sixth. Raj is alright. Raj is fine. Raj's relationship with Bowie's cool. Raj's friendship with Wayne's cool. It's good. It just doesn't do everything for me. It's just alright, you know? But, I get it. I do get it. Raj is a nice guy. He's a nice guy. Has funny moments. Has cute relationship with Bowie. Just an overall nice, good feels character. And yeah, I would have preferred Raj to win over Wayne, so there you go. Now, for this next placement, would you believe it or not, it's actually a tie. With a score of 348, we have Bowie and Damian in fourth slash fifth place. I'm gonna be honest, I was not expecting a tie to happen, but there you go. So let's talk about Bowie first, since we were just talking about Raj. Again, Bowie's stuff with Raj, good. Can't go wrong. Bowie in season one is really good in my opinion. Like genuinely, that's definitely really good in my opinion. I think a lot of people liked Bowie in season one as well. Especially, I'll be honest. I would have preferred Bowie to win over Priam, but what can you do? I think people just enjoyed Bowie's schemes, right? They weren't too armory or, you know, that sort of nonsense, right? Anyways, uh, I get it, and I pretty much agree with Bowie being this high. Damien, again, he's a fan favorite. You hear so much praise about Damien, and you also hear how many people wanted Damien to win season two, me included. Um, yeah, they give Damien a lot of episodes, but he just doesn't. I wish they did a little bit more with Damien still. It just feels like they sort of missed the mark a little bit on Damien, but the dude is funny. The dude is nice. He's a nice guy. He's a funny guy, and he's interesting. Like I think, Damien is flawed, but not that flawed. Like he's just a nice protagonist. And that's sort of the same with like Raj and Wayne and stuff like that, right? Just nice, friendly, rootable protagonists. All right, now we're getting serious. In third place for the bronze trophy, with a score of 350 out of 400, we have Wayne, the hockey dude, and the winner of the season 2 reboot. Now I'm gonna be honest, I am fairly surprised at how high Wayne is ranked. Clearly, I just don't think as highly of the Hockey Bros as I think the community in general does. And I do get it, right? They are very likable and charming and funny and stuff. But I think for me, it's just I don't find them as funny or as likable or as charming. Especially season two, I'm not gonna lie, Wayne was better in season one. Just gonna say it. But I also completely get it, right? When you have that finale and you got like Julia and Caleb, like, yeah, people wanted Caleb to win, right? Yeah, yeah. Like Wayne winning, it's just like, oh, thank God, you know. So I think people were happy just to, and also Wayne is fairly unexpected, right? The amount of people are just like, Wayne, 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 yeah, let's go. He may have not even realized he was competing in the finale for a bit, but that man still won anyways, right? It's the Owen thing. And hey, Owen's pretty popular, so I get it. I get it. Now, we've made it to the top two. And if you've kept track, you should know who the top two are. Let's just get on to it. With a score of 356 out of 400, in second place, the silver medal, Julia. I am actually slightly surprised she's not ranked first. And maybe she would be if there was an S tier, if I could have added an S tier, but as for now, the community has said Julia is second best. And I get it, right? Main antagonist for season one and season two. Season one's a bit more debatable, right? Absolutely girl bosses over everyone. Very iconic, and of course, her moments with MK. People love MK and Julia, right? And people just love Julia getting into people's heads and manipulating. It's the Heather of this cast, and I mean, we all know how popular Heather is, right? Um, do I agree with all of that? No. I think Julia is mid. Um, but I also completely understand why Julia is ranked as highly as she is here, right? She appears in tons of episodes, and people just enjoy her villainy. And villains are fun, am I right? You can't go too wrong. Well, for the most part. We've finally done it with a score of 358. In first place, the gold trophy. It's MK. What? I'll be honest. This was probably the most unexpected thing I've seen. I did not expect MK to win this. Like, uh, I'm still a little confused. Like, I get it. She's got that villainy as well. MK and Julia again. I'm saying this right now. People love MK and Julia a lot. Um, and I'm sure this is a huge reason why MK is ranked as high as she is here. But she also sort of reminds me of Noah, right? With his snarky, sarcastic attitude. And Noah's popular, right? It's just all these little things that just I can see it, but at the same time, I don't I don't quite get it. Again, for me, she's more bit than Julia, so oh god. Clearly, my opinions do not reflect the community's entirely, which is to be expected, right? Like, I've got to have some opinions that are a little different, right? Everyone's got those opinions. I'm sure there's someone out there that absolutely loves Chase, loves Nichelle. They're sitting there going, oh, Caleb, best reboot character, easily best reboot character, right? And I'm gonna disagree with that, but that's their opinion, right? And hey, people love MK, and I can see it at the very least. It's not unheard of to me, and honestly, good on MK. She flew under the radar there, so yeah. That is the community ranking right there. MK is the winner. Um, yeah. I'll say it was fun to make this video. It was pretty fun to make this and talking about it, and just to see the results, right? Just to see what people voted for, and even seeing the discussions and stuff, right? I didn't get to talk about this. I did make one little slip up. It was quite funny. With Damian's poll, I accidentally instead of putting F, I put G instead. So, yeah, Damian didn't have an F ranking. Damien, you could choose G ranking instead, which is quite funny in my opinion. Just a little slip up there. Um, But yeah, if you liked this video, uh, like and subscribe for more. And yeah, guess I'll see you all next time, eh? Goodbye.